Hey guys, today I'm going to discuss traveling with watercolors. Now on Sunday I went to the beach, which is in Hampton, Virginia. And the most popular one is Virginia Beach, but that is farther and way less people on a nice day. So we went to a, I would say probably older beach. It's small and nice. So anyway, I brought watercolors with me, and that's something that I guess a lot of people don't travel with, but I do see a few artists that do. So what I did was bring my sketchbook, and I'll show you a few other tools that are down here. So this was our view of the beach. Now I shared this on my Facebook, like my personal profile, and a lot of people really like this painting. What I did was bring a couple paint palettes with me and a few basic tools, and actually used water from the ocean, or I think this particular beach opens up to a sound. What you can see at the top up here, it's actually near a naval base. So there's little naval ships and there's some rocks and moss and stuff. So a lot of people really like this. And what I wanted to talk about today is how you can easily travel with watercolors. Say if you are going to a beach or anywhere you can have water, really. Not necessarily this type of water, but even like a glass of water or something like that that you can paint with. So I have this little kit, which is a Betsy Johnson, it's like a travel bag for toiletries and stuff. So it came in like a set. I used this one, and I have this little one too, but there's nothing in this one. So this one's kind of chubby and has a nice gusset on the side. That makes it easier to put a lot of stuff, and this one's really skinny, so it doesn't get used a lot. Inside, I have some little things that fit in here. So I'm going to show you the contents of this one, and then I'm going to show you how to make a different little set. So in here I have actually a little watercolor book, which is actually watercolor paper. I might have a couple drawings in here. Let's see what we got. I have some trees. I think these are just kind of like general doodles. Nothing in mind, maybe like why I'm at a restaurant or something like that, which is a place full of access of water. And some scrap paper, some doodles from my daughter. Extra scrap paper. To prove that I do actually travel with this, this is a little notebook from a hotel. Little notepad, you know how they have those sometimes in hotels. This is also another one of those. Just a couple of pieces of paper, but good for doodles. And yet another one. Just a couple pieces left. So those are skinny and fit right in there. Great for little notes. This is a tiny sketchbook. So this little tiny sketchbook and this little watercolor book came in a set of 3, I think. From Hobby Lobby. Maybe I got them a few years ago. But I haven't really seen a lot of stores that have mini ones. But this fits right into my bag. Pretty nice. Along with all this other stuff. So what I have in here, beyond little bits of paper, which are helpful. Let me empty this sucker out. Whew, that's a lot of things. Let's get to the bottom of this first. So I have a little bottle cap, right? So you might be thinking, why do you have a bottle cap in there? Well, it's tiny. You can put a little bit of water, say if you were drinking water, or could find some somewhere. You could put a tiny bit in there, and that's just enough to wet your brushes without wasting a lot of water. And that fits really snugly in there. A few pens, oddly, also from hotels. So once again, I do travel with this quite a bit. So I pick up pens and shove them in there, apparently with the, yeah, those are all hotels. With the little notepads. Alright, these I want to talk about actually come in a pack. Now I actually do have brushes. I'm going to show you this in a little bit. But say if you couldn't find mini brushes, which is what I have, this is something that I got before I found mini brushes. And this is a Fantastics coloring tool for wet and dry media. So what you do, so you have water, it's like a little sponge, it's like really tight. So you can stick your little thing, say I had water in this. Stick the end of it down to the water and it sucks up the water. You could also probably do that. And then you can rub it on your paint. And then you'd have a little brush, and of course you can rinse it off. So it comes a little pack. I actually just keep 2 in there. They have a little cap on there. The caps always seem to fall off, but they're in the little bag, so it's not really a big deal. I'm gonna set those aside. I do have, as I discovered, some unfortunate brushes. Bigger ones really don't fit in this size bag, but I have a couple of bags sitting over here. But if you had something that was bigger, maybe they would. But here's the thing, like these probably are maybe natural. Probably not. But see how it messes up the head? You want it so it's not really pushing. So I have a little pencil in there too, but it also looks like we use some love. I don't tend to love sketch things, but I do some underpainting maybe. So let me show you my brushes. And I have a lot of them. And you may think, how do you fit a lot of brushes in there? It's because they're babies. And they are manufactured like that. Little short doodads. So you can see kind of the size of my hand. These, and there's a bunch of them. They're all different, you know, synthetic hair. There's angled and little baby one for detail and whatnot. And even wide ones. But anyway, these I got from Five Below, I think. They have, I guess they're for kids. You know, kids have little hands. I guess they want to make everything little. But I figured they want everything with chubby handles for little kids. But these are just like regular brushes. They're just short. So that handle is short. But I honestly, I mean, I kind of hold my brush like this anyway, so I don't really need that really long hand. I guess you could hold it farther back, but I never do. Like, I like a lot of control. So if I'm going to paint something, I want to be able to really hold it kind of near that meaty part and get to it. So that's what I carry in my kit. And you're like, where's the paint, right? So paint is separate. This is one thing, and it actually is paint. These are watercolor pencils. These are Artist Loft, which is a Michaels brand. And I want to say, I got them several years ago. They could be between like $5, $10 range. You just sharpen them like regular pencils. I'll show you a bunch of colors. You can see up in there, see the colors. They're regular pencils as far as being able to color with them and things like that. I think one of my watercolor books had some doodad sketches in there. You know what? Yeah. So here's some little flowery sketches done with these exact pencils. Now, if I wanted, I could wet my brush. So again, just dip your brush in water once you draw on with these and you just wet it over it and it actually blends out. I don't have water right here to show you, but I will show you in a different tutorial how exactly to use these. These I think are really great if you're someone like I once was, transitioning from doing colored pencils to doing watercolors. And this is something I actually recommend to a lot of people that are familiar with shading with colored pencils and really good at that and want to transition to doing watercolors. I find this gives you a lot of detail and not kind of washing out all your details like watercolor can. Now, I didn't use it for this particular painting. This one I just did water. Or just did this other painting I'm going to show you. So let me set those aside. So this is one set. It's probably a little shiny to show you. Ugh. This is a set that's actually pretty decent. This is also from Five Below, which if you have one, you should definitely check them out. They have a lot of little art supplies. And again, I think they're supposed to be for kids. The art supplies at the whole store. This was $5 because, like I said, it's Five Below, so everything is $5 and below. So this was actually a pretty good score. They have decent pigmentation. They're a little chalky when they dry, but you can see there's a couple of the colors in there. It's not too bad for you know, watercolor on the go. And something else. This is another set. Now this lid has seen better days because I believe it has been shoved in a lot of suitcases. So I'm gonna carefully, remove that lid. This one I've had for a long time. Actually, I have to replace that. This is a set from Michaels. Again, Artist Loft. I actually had one of my bosses at Art 180, where I teach different art classes, buy a bunch of sets of these for a watercolor class that I was teaching, which was for portraiture. So I can make up my own classes, and I thought watercolors would be great because they're pretty good. You know, middle school kids can rock it as much as, you know, little to, you know, your grandma, whoever. So this set's only $5. A lot of people actually use it. Look around Instagram for ideas for watercolors. Almost everybody has this set because it's decent pigmentation, nice bright colors, great for lettering, which is a huge trend. Now, my mama would really love me to be into lettering because she used to be a calligrapher, but I am terrible at it. So there is nothing around me that has lettering on it. She tried her very hardest to make me do it. Now my brother can do it, but only by computer. So we have that set. And I have a couple sets like this. Michaels actually makes a bigger one, but I didn't want to shove, you know, 4 different sets in there to make a pearlescent one. So you're thinking, what if my bag isn't huge? What if we're not bringing like our huge bag with us that we can tote, you know, a book and some sandals and, you know, all the snacks you want to eat for a day? What if we don't want to do that? So this is another idea. And I'm actually going to show you this in a separate video because I want you guys to get the details of how to do this. So this, see a little bow right there? This is a gift card container, or maybe like a jewelry container. This was actually just kind of sitting by the front door, kept on falling on the floor and wasn't where it's supposed to be, because I'm pretty sure my daughter or my husband grabbed the gift card out of it, tossed it somewhere, and it fell down. This, in the center though, let me move some doohickeys, is an ice tray. This is a mini ice tray. You see ice that tiny? No. This is a mini ice tray. Now this one's actually plastic. They do make silicone ones, and those are available on eBay. Maybe Amazon too. But eBay, you can get them for like a couple bucks. I'm impatient. I didn't want to wait a month. I live in Virginia. It literally will take a month for things to get from China, which is where you can get stuff for really great prices right from the manufacturer. Skipping the middleman. But it takes a month sometimes. It can take a couple weeks, but I am still waiting on packages that take a month. And I am patient on certain things. But I really wanted to show you guys how to make this, and so I'm going to do it in a separate video, and I'll throw a link, maybe one of those thingies at the top. I'm probably going to record that one right after this. Anywho, it has that grid. So I cut it down using a hot knife, which I will show you how to use. And I filled it with tube paint. So obviously, and this is still drying, I did it last night. Obviously this is a little squishier than those palettes, so it's not going to be the same consistency. And actually the pigmentation should be better. Now this funky section right here that's already dried is actually an Artist Loft variation, which was troublesome. It didn't all want to come out. However, this top one is a different brand. It is Dollar Roni, and it's from Walmart. I bought it several years ago when I was getting into watercolors, trying something other than these palettes down here. I wanted to try the creamy tube paints. So I grabbed that set for probably about 13 bucks. It has 24 colors, so that's really good if you are someone just getting into watercolor, or if you just kind of want to tinker around with it and you are not a pro. I certainly painted for a while, and I've done a lot of crafts. I've not done watercolors a lot, but I make an effort. So this little sucker, just throw that lid on there. You want to make sure that it's totally dry from squeezing the paint in there before you throw that on there. But this little thing, even with all your other doodads, will fit right in the back. And you'll have plenty of room. So this is actually going to go in that later. But say if I wanted to put some other things in there, I do have a bunch of little bags. My best friend made this one. This is from that same Betsy Johnson line, and my best friend, same best friend, bought me this one on eBay. So that's a Dalek. And these are sugar skulls and things I love, which she knows. One other thing I wanted to point out, because I just bought replacement ones and I had them set aside, but I forgot to mention it. These are black artist pens, and this is probably like my third set of these because I either use them all up or use them on watercolors, and sometimes if the paint is too chalky, it will kind of eat up the ink. But this is a brand new set, so I'm hoping it will be nicer to the tips. So this one is, you can see kind of, I don't want to pull them out right now. This is super fine, which is very nice for teeny tiny details. Fine is also great for details. Medium is not too bad. And then this one, I don't know what the piece are, broad maybe. It's great for like washes of black. So that's an option. There's these are India ink. So you can get different kinds. I actually really like these. The other thing, because you're also thinking, did you put all your water in this teeny tiny thing? No, I shoved this in my bag because I knew we were going to the beach. And I always carry a big bag so I can shove like a towel and some sunscreen and snacks. Definitely snacks. This is kind of all crusty looking because I literally used water from the ocean. So this actually has ocean water. If you were to touch this, it would be kind of textured. You don't touch it a lot, but it actually, when you see water that is salty versus using fresh water, which doesn't have that salt in there, it does affect it. And maybe I'll do like a watercolor explanation in a different video so we can go into all those different techniques. But what I wanted to finish with is what my actual sketchbook looks like, because I find that to be interesting. So I always skip the first page so I can protect my artwork and it doesn't get all rubbed on the cover here. This particular notebook came from Target, or Target for regular folks. This cover is hard. So this is the chunky notebook. It's not as, or sketchbook, it's not as skinny as some of the Moleskine notebooks, which are about half of that, and you can really open it up. Obviously, this is some of a spiral, so it's kind of limiting. But this thing was $2. Around Christmas, you know, to put stuff on sale. Anyway, I found it on clearance. The difference between this and, say, one of the Strathmore sketchbooks that you find in an artist, or like Michael's or Artist Supply Shop, is this cover is really thick. So I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really thick. So that's really nice. It'll protect it. It's already getting beat up from being shoved in my bag. It is thick on the back too. So the reason why I mentioned that having a thicker sketchbook is really good, and color doesn't really matter, because if you're shoving something like this in a bag, it needs to be tough. It's going to get wiggled around. This needs to be thick too if you're going to do a spiral bound, or it needs to be a regular bound like a book. If you have the thinner covers, they will rip off. If you are a student and you travel back and forth to school and you are shoving your sketchbook in there, spend a little bit extra money on a hardbound cover. And then it can be a little bit more pricey. If you are just sketching at home and that sketchbook is never going anywhere else, get the cheaper one. You know, if you have a little kid and you're like my daughter, who is almost 14 now, and you need, you know, to work with a budget for someone that loves drawing, and we have like 20 sketchbooks at least that she's eaten up with tons of drawings. Get the little, you know, newsprint things and whatnot. Those are great for tests. But if you are going to travel, whether you're doing watercolors or whatever you feel like. Color pencils are really great, especially if you're on a plane. But this is just a road trip that we took, a thick one. So if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I think I covered where everything was from. I think these were just from like Michael's or something. I will make a totally separate video for how I made this kit, because I want to go over some details of different things that you could use to make your own kit, because not everybody is going to go, you know, going to want as many colors, or might want to use, you know, pans they already have and throw them in there. So we'll go over that in a separate video. But you guys have a wonderful crafty day. If you guys want to see what exactly I'm making, you can check out my website, which is just craftyladyabby.com. You can also look for me on Instagram and Twitter, sort of, and Facebook, which is just Crafty Lady Abby. You also can look on Pinterest. I actually do have a giant Pinterest, which is just Crafty Lady Abby, and it has tons of things on there. Lots of tutorials, not ones I wrote necessarily. There's tons on there, but mostly just other ideas. So if you want to look more watercolor stuff, definitely on there. You guys have a wonderful crafty day. Bye.